What's going on, guys? Today I wanted to get on here to kind of talk about spinnerbaits a little bit, so let's get into it. So spinnerbaits are kind of a year-round bait. Throw them any time of the year, whether it's spring, winter, all the way through the fall and winter. It just depends on the certain type of bait or the certain type of spinnerbait you want to throw based on the conditions, water temperature, clarity, and just many factors. So my first go-to spinnerbait year-round, anytime the water's clear, a little bit of a stain to it, and from the spring all the way into the end of the fall, I like to throw a tandem blade spinnerbait with a willow leaf and a Colorado. This is a Blue Rock custom tackle spinnerbait in the 3/8 ounce. I like to throw this no matter the conditions. I prefer this over a double willow leaf spinnerbait, just for the mere fact that it has a hint of vibration with that Colorado blade, so it gives the fish something to hone into. And I like to throw that spinnerbait in a 3/8 to a 1/2 ounce as my go-to sizes for just all types of stuff, throwing it shallow against laydowns, just on the bank, covering water. So yeah, so my second go-to option for spinnerbaits is a double Colorado blade spinnerbait. I prefer this over the single. I just feel like it's more of a confidence thing for me, but I'll use this when the water's stained to muddy, anywhere from 2 to 3 feet of visibility or less, and especially in late winter, early spring, when that water's starting to warm up. And I'll throw this in either a 3/8 ounce or 1/2 ounce as well. And with the 3/8 ounce, I'll usually throw number 4 blade, or even upgrade to a 5 or a 6 blade on this tail blade here. And then for my 1/2 ounces, I start with a 5 and then work my way up there to bigger blades. So with these baits, both the double Colorado and even the tandem blade with the willow and the Colorado, I like to cast these to kind of isolated targets, whether it's laydowns, stumps, the edge of grass, just something that the fish relate to, that cover, cast it to, reel it back, pop here and there, give a little action to the bait. So my go-to kind of colors that I use for spinnerbaits, so we'll start off with the muddy water baits, double Colorado blades, Indiana blade spinnerbaits. I'll go anywhere from either a full white and chartreuse like this. This is the kicker color combination from Blue Rock. Or I'll go to something real crazy like a full chartreuse, or like a black and red, black and purple. Just something that sticks out, kind of contrasts in that water. And so for like less stain to cleaner water, I'll go to just a kind of full white right here, and even to just the white chartreuse kicker color combination as well, and just burn it a little bit faster. And then I'll go to something like a sexy shad color, or based on like local forage in certain areas, I'll slim that down to kind of like a perch color, shell cracker color, or just something like a emerald shiner color here. And it just all depends on the condition, the forage that are in the water column, but most of the time go-to is either a white and chartreuse sexy shad color spinnerbaits, and that'll catch fish anywhere and be acceptable for the conditions that you're fishing. And finally, I want to talk about kind of trailers for this. You can use anything paddle tail wise. I personally like to use majority of the time. It allows fish something to grab onto at the back of the bait, or even sometimes on my tandem blade spinnerbaits, I like to use a fluke, just so it's not having that extra vibration in the back. It allows me to work the bait faster. And talk about trailer hooks. I personally don't use a trailer hook majority of the time, as I'm throwing this bait around wood cover, structure, stumps, logs, all that. So to me, it gets snagged more often than not, and I don't personally have any issues with the fish short striking the bait. And if they do, then usually I may add one, but majority of the time I don't add one until I really need to. So what setup do I use? So for the spinnerbaits, the rod, reel, and line I like to use, start off with the rod. I like to use a 7 foot to 7.3 medium heavy fast action rod. I like that. Personally, I don't have it with me, but I use the Dobyns Maverick, I believe it is, the 703 casting rod. For me personally, I like the feel of it. It gives me that backbone, but also allows me to have that tip to set the hook and give the fish that flexibility to fight and bring them into the boat. Reel wise, I like to use anywhere from a 6.3 to a 7.1 gear ratio reel. So the 7.1, I have a tendency to kind of burn the spinnerbait back to the boat, and personally I like to do that with my tandem blade spinnerbaits. So the willow leaf with a little bit of Colorado blade, especially in clear water, you burn that bait back to the boat over cover, and those fish come out, eat it. But with that, the double Colorado bladed spinnerbait, I like to force myself to slow down. So I'll either switch to a 6.3, 6.4 gear ratio reel, or just really focus and force myself to slow down on that 7.1 gear ratio reel. And with my spinnerbaits, line wise, I like to throw personally 12-pound test. I haven't had any issues with it with the Seaguar Red Label. It just thinner line diameter allowed. Personally, it's a comfort thing for me, and I feel like those fish kind of bite the spinnerbait better. So guys, I hope you enjoyed. This is just kind of my personal preferences on spinnerbaits, how to use them, my setup. Love a spinnerbait just as much as the next guy. It's my go-to bait, my confidence bait, whether I'm dissecting new bodies of water or just going back on ponds, lakes that I've fished before. Just something that gives me confidence and that I can stick in my hand all day and get a couple bites here and there. So let me know what you guys think. Leave me your favorite spinnerbait, your color combinations in the comments below, and I'll link these spinnerbaits in the description. So if you're interested in these colors or the Blue Rock Custom Tackle spinnerbaits, whether it's the double Colorado blade or the Showstopper tandem willow leaf Colorado blade combinations, you're able to access those. So hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time.